In the 1990s, to Los Angeles from Chicago to find a job writing for television. Thought I'd take the risk, pull up stakes, move, do whatever it took to do what I wanted to do. Well, 5 weeks after I rolled into town, I got a job writing for television. Who'd have thunk it? For a show called Totally Hidden Video. Remember that? Anybody? Yeah, good, thank you. It was like Candid Camera or Punked. It was that kind of show, a hidden camera prank show. And it aired on the brand new upstart Fox network on Saturday nights. Well, I showed up for work, and I was expected to hit the ground running. Now, this was not the highest rated show on TV. Nothing on Fox was at the time. But I started there when ratings were climbing out of the basement a little bit, mainly because the producers and writers had hit on a strategy that was successful for them, increasingly daring and edgy bits. Basically, putting people in really uncomfortable situations and watching them squirm for laughs. We got big ratings for stuff like that. So, of course, the network execs wanted more, because that's what our audience wanted. Our audience of 10-year-old boys and drunk frat dudes. Truly, we got fan letters. I have to admit, I was uncomfortable with some of this edginess, stuff like that, but then again, here I was writing for a network TV show on a cool new network. And I have to admit, this was a little bit of a childhood fantasy of mine, to be on Candid Camera. But as it turned out, this was even better. I wasn't an unsuspecting dude. I was one of the masterminds. Now, I ignored any moral qualms for the time being and forged ahead to prove my edginess and keep my job. I wrote a bit about a guy fired from his job at a used car lot. Why a used car lot? I don't know, easy location. Who shows up in a rage as a suicide bomber with a vest stuffed with dynamite to get his revenge on his employers. Now, this was long before 9/11, remember, a much simpler world in many ways. My bosses liked it. It was edgy. They sent it upstairs, and the execs freaked out. What? Are you guys insane? You're gonna threaten to blow people up for laughs? No. You wanted edgy? Gave you edgy. So, okay, I had to tone it down a little bit, or a lot. How about babies? Not suicide bomber babies. Just regular babies. Everybody loves babies. And expectant parents will do anything for their kids, right? What's so edgy about that, you say? Here's what. How far will they go? What could I get them to do for their future bundle of joy? I teamed up with a writer who was an actual dad. He threw in some important parentish details. We pitched it to our bosses. They kicked it upstairs. Everybody liked it, so we were good to go. Now, for this particular scenario, we enlisted help from the guy's most trusted loved ones, their pregnant wives. The wives were in on the gag. So, the casting department did their job and sent us 8 sets of dads and moms scheduled to show up at 1-hour intervals for the shoot throughout the evening. Our location was in Santa Monica at a really nice hotel, where these unsuspecting husbands thought they were meeting with advertising creatives from the Pabulous Corporation. Pabulous is fabulous. It's believable, right? For an audition to become spokesparents for a shiny new marketing campaign, which would provide a veritable cornucopia of merchandise and scholarships for their kid. And what do you have to do, father-to-be, to win this prize from our fake company? Audition as a baby. Yep, strip down to your skivvies, put on a giant diaper, and a nail-fitting rubber headpiece with huge ears and a cartoonish curl right in the middle of your forehead, suck on a binky while standing in a giant playpen. Let your wife feed you oatmeal, milk from a bottle. That's what you have to do. Now, as the evening rolled on, the first 7 couples showed up to our suite and manipulated by our deceptions. The dads stepped up, dressed up, or down, as the case may be, and acted like a bunch of big babies. We got some good stuff, and we kept pushing the boundaries, getting closer and closer to the edge. We hadn't fallen off yet. Now, finally, the last guy of the night arrived, and I knew him. from college. What were the chances? He was one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. Warm-hearted, compassionate, sincere, and on top of that, he was a Bible study leader. Yeah, not only was he a great guy with a lovely wife, but he was tight with Jesus. And I was responsible for dressing him up like a giant baby on national television. This whole thing was my idea in the first place. Now, when he first walked in, I was fortunately tucked away in our control room in an adjoining suite with the crew and my co-writer. I spotted him over the video monitors. He was whispering to his wife. He hoped we weren't pornographers. Nah, not pornographers. We just worked for Rupert Murdoch. Then, coached by our two actors playing the advertising creatives, he launched in, sucking on the binky, wailing and screaming, drooling and dribbling. His wife fed him milk and oatmeal, which he dutifully regurgitated, dribbling it down his chin. He rubbed it across his chest, and it slid downward, forming a large lump in his diaper. Just what our audience of 10-year-old boys and drunk frat dudes loved. Dude, look, a giant baby. Sure. I was a drunk frat dude. Since this was the final couple of the night, we decided to push it as far as possible. We were in a very nice hotel suite, remember, beachfront, Santa Monica. So the director told the actors playing the advertising people through their wireless earpieces, not head people, but earpieces. Where'd I get that? Anyway, they told him to take the guy out of the suite, into the hallway, down the elevator, and into the hotel lobby, the main lobby. So this 6-foot-tall baby, sporting copious chest hair, looking pretty much like an escapee from a mental health facility, descended into the casual but tastefully appointed hotel lobby. His wife joined us in the control room at that point, watching her husband's antics with us on the video monitors and the reactions of the hotel guests. This guy was totally committed. He played it to the hilt. For his kid, you know. Stained with splashes of souring milk and dried up patches of oatmeal across his arms and massaged into his chest hair, diaper sagging dangerously low. There was major butt crack. The hotel's hip, affluent clientele pointed at him, rolled their eyes, shook their heads, laughed. Who's that idiot? This was perfect, we said, sitting up in the control room, trading high fives. This is exactly what we need. This piece is heading straight to air. We all keep our jobs. All of a sudden, I heard sobbing. I looked over. His wife was crying, weeping. Through her heaving sobs, she said, tears coursing down her face, "I thought this would be fun. I were going to do that to him." She was embraced and comforted by one of the female staffers. My fellow writer and I looked at each other, listening to this poor woman's wails, and said, "We are going straight to hell." Yikes. Is this what it took to do this job? I was using my writing powers for evil and not for good, making pregnant women weep. Did I love myself for so readily surrendering my humanity in exchange for success? Not so much. Every minute felt like an hour while this guy was downstairs, until finally our actors revealed the gag. "You're on totally hidden video. There's a camera over there, and a camera over there, and a camera up there." It was over, finally. He returned. Turned out, the guy had a blast. He loved being in the diaper. His wife, discovering that her husband was still in one piece and not emotionally scarred for life, dried her tears and went home reasonably happy with their modest TV actor paycheck. And the guy made the final cut of the show. He was actually pretty funny. When our executive producer heard we'd paraded baby daddy through the hotel lobby, he was ecstatic. "Great! Was he really fat with big boobs that bounced around?" Sorry to disappoint, but no, he wasn't. He was just an average guy who was willing to do anything for his kid. Now that episode did better than average in the ratings, funnily enough, and it ended up with more warmth and heart, actually, than I ever thought it could. All because of those moms and dads who were willing to get a little crazy, take the risk that everything would come out all right. Kind of like parenthood in general, so I hear. Or like moving to LA to write for TV. You do whatever it takes, and now and again, things work out okay. So, thanks for being part of my little hidden camera story tonight, because you're on totally hidden video! There's a camera over there, and a camera over there, and nah, just kidding. Or maybe not.